So it was a little less formal because he was walking around the field in the clubhouse. Some teams had their players FaceTime, send videos. We were just very discreet about sharing that information out of respect to those players. And also, it can be awkward for a player who's being recruited. I've had this with other free agents too, because then if they don't sign with that team, they feel like it could be uncomfortable later. So we try and, minimize the talk about that. But it's safe to say that star players from every organization weighed in some way to try and recruit him or welcome him.
I say, what's sort of your reaction to a team spending $1 billion, or committing $1 billion in one offseason like the Dodgers just had?
Impressive. I grew up coming here when I was a kid, and to watch how it's transformed is really something. I mean, they are clearly going for it, and I was here during this entire posting process. I was here with Tyler Glasnow when he signed, which kind of fell under the radar, and Tyler is, a potential ace of this staff. So I've seen how aggressive they're being. It's really something to watch. So I hope you all get to meet Tyler soon, because he's a game changer as well.
How did Yoshinobu develop his routine? The sort of the unique routine that Brandon's were talked about, some of the javelin stuff, some of the pregame work. How did, as far as in terms of getting the how did he sort of develop that?
There is a guru over in Japan that some of the Japanese media know about. His name is Yata Sensei. Yata Sensei will be coming over here. The Dodgers and Galen Carr, who was mentioned there, spent a lot of time, as did other teams, going to meet Yata Sensei over in Japan. And he does a unique style of training, both on the pitching side and the training side with Yoshinobu. And it's a combination of breathing and flexibility and yoga and core training. And one of the things that the Dodgers noticed, and we noticed, was a high percentage of pitchers who pitched in the WBC last year, over 80%, either regressed or sustained injuries over the course of the season. Yoshinobu was not one of them. He actually went the opposite direction and got better. And, he also really benefited from nearly all of the NPB stadiums have TrackMan and Hawkeye located in their stadium. So all of the data of every pitch he threw was sent back here to all the teams. So they had all of the data in addition to all the scouts that were going over there. And they were able to track how elite his stuff was and is and how it improved. That was a big part of why so many teams were so aggressive in pursuing it.
How's he lined up a place to throw a javelin in Los Angeles?
You can do it right here on the field.
Yeah?
Yes. One of the teams actually that had done a lot of research on him, one of the gifts they gave him was a team logo javelin for him to throw, to show him just how deep into the research they had done, which he was very impressed with. So, but you will see what he does. It's impressive. So, and it worked. So, and a lot of the work that he does is injury prevention type stuff. So I think that gave the Dodgers a lot of comfort in giving him such a lengthy contract. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yoshinobu is going to have the individual interpreter.
Yes.
Okay.
We're still working on that. But he has actually been studying English, and I think some people know his sister is an English teacher. Since he's been here this trip, he's been starting to speak in full English sentences, and learning more and more and more. And he's able to repeat things we say in English. I would give him a season, maybe 2 seasons, and I think he'll have English.
Where does his sister teach?
In Japan.
In Japan.
Yeah, she's an elementary school English teacher.
How was his reaction when he heard the 12 years contract?
Wow. That's
but
what he said.
he didn't hesitate to take the play for the one team in 12 years.
So he's a very deliberate person. So everything that we did, he takes his time and moves slowly and carefully. Everything. So over the course of the process, many teams wanted to move really fast because they wanted to be able to move on with their off season or sign other players. They wanted us to hurry, but he's never in a hurry. So he was never jumpy or reactive. He just took everything in stride.
How long?
And we understand he's going to go back to Japan
Yes.
soon. But may I ask you that he's going to have any practice before the beginning of the spring training in the United States?
Probably he will come to Arizona or come here a little bit early, maybe to look for a place to live, but also, and he really enjoyed working out at UCLA, and he can work out here, or he can go to the complex in Arizona. So he will probably come back a little bit early. So.
Okay, I'm going to ask the obvious question. So, how do you think we're going to do with these new additions? What are our expectations?
I can't speak on behalf of the Dodgers. It looks like a heck of a pitching staff right now, for sure, and team.
Do you happen to know why the conference announcement was, like 3 hours before the actual conference? There's an issue going on.
It's a complicated explanation, but it had to do with getting MLB and the Players Union to do the final approvals, which has to be done in every contract, and many people were traveling internationally, and I'm sorry about that, but it was about timing and holiday travel. Sorry about that. Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
All my people had to work on Christmas.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.